Hey, what's up everybody? Chris back, welcoming you to another Proto Tech Tip, and this week we're going to dive back into the topic of bending, and more specifically talking about bend reliefs. So let's dive in. Now, bending is a crucial part of sheet metal design and fabrication in order to form precise shapes that enhance functionality, strength, and the aesthetics of your custom parts and enclosures. Bending reduces welding and assembly needs, lowers cost by minimizing waste, and increases versatility for various applications across different industries. During the bending process, the biggest worry is that the material will end up cracking. This often occurs when the stress concentration at the bend exceeds the material's tolerance. Another challenge is tearing or distortion of the edges of the material during bending, which often results in irregularities that compromise the structural integrity and the visual quality of the design. One way to overcome the issue is by using bend reliefs. Bend reliefs are small intentional cuts placed at the ends of bends in sheet metal designs to prevent tearing, cracking, or warping during the bending process. They are also known as relief cuts and are used in nearly every custom design. They are especially important when a bend ends near an edge, a tab, or a corner where the material would otherwise be stretched excessively. Now, by relieving concentrated stress in these areas, bend reliefs will allow the sheet to bend cleanly and maintain dimensional accuracy. Now, let's have a look at how bend reliefs solve some of the issues that arise during the bending process. The main reason bend reliefs are used are, of course, to prevent cracking and tearing. Bend reliefs provide a break in the material so it doesn't stretch too far during the bending process. Now, as mentioned earlier, bend reliefs reduce warping as it ensures that the material has a path to deform without bunching or bulging at the bend edge. Bend reliefs also protect features near the bend. They do so by isolating bending stress from nearby holes or slots, preserving dimensional integrity. Finally, bend reliefs also improve aesthetics as you get cleaner corners and less visual distortion, which is important for enclosures and parts with visible flanges. Now next, I want to go through some guidelines for bend reliefs. Consider them design tips to think about during the design process. The bend relief should extend just beyond the bend radius to prevent unnecessary stress. Now, the bend relief can be rectangular, round-ended, or a custom shape depending on your part design. There are also some basic rules for sizing these reliefs too. When it comes to laser cut parts, bend reliefs are typically designed to be at least 0.015 inches wide and inset 0.015 inches from the bend radius. Meanwhile, bent aluminum parts that include basic machine features like pockets, counterbores, or countersunk slots are typically router cut. Now, for these router cut parts, the bend relief width needs to increase with the material thickness, and the relief should have a rounded shape. Here's a simple rule of thumb to follow. The minimum relief width should be about half the material's thickness, but no smaller than 0.045 inches. Of course, in some cases, especially with thinner materials, we may be able to go a little bit smaller than that number. So in conclusion, bend reliefs play a crucial role in preventing issues during the bending process. Not adding these reliefs can lead to cracking, tearing, or even warping of the material, compromising the integrity of your design. But before I wrap up, I want to highlight a previous Proto Tech tip that we have about how to overcome the issue of designing cutouts near bends. If it's necessary to have cutouts close to a bend in your design, then look to add notches in your design to ensure proper functionality. You can find the link to that tech tip in the description below. And don't forget, at Protocase and Protospace MFG, we help engineers and innovators like you bring your custom sheet metal machine parts and enclosures to life in just 2 to 3 days. With our revolutionary HVMC workflow, we allow you to eliminate any latencies with getting parts made, which means you'll accelerate your project velocity and keep your momentum going. The sooner you get your parts, the sooner you can test, iterate, and move forward with your next big innovation. So if you are ready to get started, just head to the contact page on either of our websites and let's chat about your project. And that brings us to the end of this week's Proto Tech Tip. Like if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to catch new tech tips every Tuesday. Until next time, take care.